I hate a stun lock. That's what winds me up.
Yeah, you're like stuck there for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do it just in time. You move your arm and they hit you again. You're stuck for another
that happened to me multiple times. I got moved to
You're like, come on!
Like, no!
You know it doesn't do anything, but you're like, come on!
Yeah.
They're all jerking their hands in super fast motion.
Absolutely.
Right? You're listening
Absolutely.
to live.
And if you're watching it, join in.
Let's make this a trend, ladies and gentlemen.
No, let's not make
Head
that
over to our Patreon to see full uncensored episodes of the Weekly Roundup.
Good morning and welcome to your favorite variety news show, giving you technical difficulties and the latest and greatest news also. Woo! By explanation on the technical difficulties, because we started off the last 3 weeks with a little bit of rough starts, and this one just got a little bit rougher.
It's our three-peat.
Everything comes in threes. Everything comes in threes, but I am Vince Vibes giving you football focus.
You're back here with Dustin, giving you Drama Digest.
Anthony with Show Me Spotlight.
Steven as the game guru.
And we're back with another great episode. But when isn't it a great episode?
I can't think of a single example, actually, and I've watched the entire backlog on our YouTube channel, which it can be found most easily by going in your search bar, putting the @ sign, and then the Weekly Roundup _1.
That is true. I think we're up to episode 17.
18 just went up, I think, if I scheduled it right.
18 just went up,
Nice,
ladies and gentlemen.
Be sure to check those
That's
out.
the Steven's Not Here episode.
Oh, that's
That was an episode, alright?
No. You gotta watch that episode.
Now our internet fans are going to hold us accountable to the same level as our college fans are.
That's when we coined the term the game temple.
That is true.
This is the game temple for the game guru.
Little teaser for that episode. This is the one when Steven called Vincent out because you have to train him to be an edge rusher or whatever.
We're, with how busy college life has been, this is the witching hour, as we called it last week for the spring semester of HCC. Things have just gotten, a little lost in translation. I haven't been able to, unfortunately, help our good man over there out, but we'll get that going soon. But
that's what summer's for, Nothing like going from not training at all to training hard right in the middle of summer in South Florida. I think it's gonna be great.
He's back. He's in his Macho Man Randy Savage arc. What is this?
I kind of like it. I think we need to have him do it more.
Yeah, exactly.
Could you do
On Football Focus, we're going to be talking about the NFL draft happening tonight. Oh, yeah.
I already have ideas for the video portion of this. It's just
No.
shooting on his face. Poorly done PhD of Macho Man.
I will not be doing that the entire segment. I did give you a little taste, so you can be happy with that. What are you giving us for Drama Digest?
Well, I've got some great news for the internet community. One of the more notorious websites online has finally gone under, maybe for good, so we're going to get into that. And, I was going to have a little synergy with another story we were tossing around in the writing room about rappers that are beefing with celebrities these days. But honestly, some stories make it and some stories don't. But this one is sticking around, so we've got somebody you wouldn't expect, Kevin Gates going up against LeBron James.
Oh, snap. Don't give him too much.
One of them
now.
is the GOAT, and one of them is LeBron James.
Whoa.
Oh.
Who's who? You decide.
Dun, 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 dun. Game Guru, what are you guruing up for us?
We got another mini review based on from the show, so it's a little bit gonna be like a between show and Spotlight and Game Guru. The Devil May Cry Netflix series. I'm gonna do a review on it a little bit.
Another review. The Game Guru does reviews now,
We're
guys.
doing a review show. I like it.
Good.
And we're gonna jump back into Monster Hunter Wild again.
You can't pull him out of there, the guy.
And to talk about the BlossomDance event and what's been happening so far for the rundown. that's gonna be happening for this.
The BlossomDance is coming up, bro. I've been so swamped with finals, I forgot to buy my regalia.
Oh, you don't got your ribbons ready?
You know, in-game guru, I would also like to mention another game that I've been playing that just dropped, but we'll talk more about that on Game Guru.
Let's talk about Astrobot.
I'm not talking about Astrobot. I'm talking about a certain Oblivion. But what do you got for Showbiz?
What do I got? You know, the weekly Minecraft movie update.
It comes in threes.
It comes in threes. I'm going for 4 and 5 if we keep this up. Some Snoop Dogg news.
Okay.
Snoop Dogg news.
And trailer for a movie that's coming out in November.
Ooh, okay. We'll talk more about that. But you know, guys, we never asked how y'all were doing. How are y'all doing?
You know, pretty good.
You know, finals we got when we brought it up, everyone kind of huffed and puffed, and we never really got too much into that. You know, I feel like you said, this is a really important time of the year, and though it is stressful, you just gotta take it in, do what you gotta do, and you know, have fun with it as much as you can.
That's what we signed up for. Kind of.
Yeah, I mean that is true. But for those listening at home, even those watching online and wondering why I'm dressed so much nicer today, I'm actually in costume to keep reshooting this movie.
Oh yeah, the weekly roundup, the movie is still working. It's still in the process.
It's called Good Enough.
3/4 of a show. Yeah, it is called Good Enough, and I don't think we should talk too much about the details until it releases. But look for that on screens in about a week and a half.
We could do like a director's commentary.
Maybe. There you go. That'd be a fun episode. You know, our final episode for the spring semester is coming up.
Crazy.
It's in like 2 weeks, I think.
I think it's on my birthday on May 8th, if I'm not mistaken.
No.
Or is the week before?
Well, I think the semester ends on like the 5th or the 6th. So we wouldn't get...
We wouldn't get that Thursday show?
We wouldn't get that Thursday show.
Well, we're going to come in on that Thursday. It's my birthday. But,
You're going to unlock the door?
Here?
Yeah, and Lively Ybor, of course, is where I want to spend it. But when we come back, it's a football focus. But first, we're going to go with a little throwback. Here's Ransom by Lil Tecca with Juice WRLD. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with football focus.
Well, before that, where can they find us, guys?
Oh, you can find us on hawkradio.primostream, takethat.com, and what do you do with Steven?
You throw it at someone, whack someone with it, throw it at a trash bin and put it on fire. There's a lot of ways to destroy it.
There's a lot of ways to destroy it.
Steven's really upset with the .com.
But yeah, just look up hawkradio.primostream and you will find us on 11 a.m. to noon every Thursdays. Right now, you're listening to us. This episode will run on a little bit longer. We did have technical difficulties if you're just tuning in. And tonight is a really special night for the NFL. Kind of like the off season's been working up to it. Fortunately, I will be working tonight, so I won't be able to watch most of it. But the 2025 NFL Draft is happening tonight. The NFL Draft is happening in Green Bay, Wisconsin, home of the legendary Green Bay Packers. Winners of the first ever Super Bowl. Little fun fact there.
Is that why they get the honors?
No. It's normally in Las Vegas, Kansas City. They give it to places that have big domes. I know they did it in Cleveland not too long ago. But this is
Didn't they do it in Detroit at one point?
Yeah, they did in Detroit last year or 2 years ago when Jahmyr Gibbs got drafted. It was in Detroit. But this is the first ever draft since 2019 that is outside. So hopefully, you know, it is April time, so no snowstorms. You know, Green Bay is famous for that. And you know, we're getting some drama, we're getting some news. We talked about it some last week. We talked about the drama with Travis Hunter from Colorado saying, "Hey, if you don't let me play both positions, I'm not playing for your team." And we also heard about Ashton Jeanty, and his basically his statement was, "People can't tackle me, so draft me right away."
So are these potential first round picks?
These are potential top 10 overall picks. We're looking at where your top 3 picks is number 1 overall unanimously. is Cam Ward from Miami. He did throw 33 touchdowns and was the most in the ACC. He pretty much locked himself in with the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans love him. Okay. When he played Fortnite with Connor Eats Pants on an interview,
what a sentence!
he said his 3 favorite wide receivers were Traylon Burks, Calvin Ridley, and another guy. But the first 2 receivers are Tennessee Titans receivers. And when he was asked about running backs, he also said that Tyjae Spears, the running back for the Tennessee Titans, was one of the best. So he's basically, hyping up the team he already knows he's going to go to.
So do the Titans have the first pick?
They do have the first overall pick.
It's like a match made in heaven.
Yeah. Originally it was New York, but because they won that one game, they went to round 3.
They're pick 3.
Yeah,
they couldn't tank successfully?
No, they couldn't tank successfully. They can't do anything successfully over there in New York.
So what do you expect to see happening tonight? Any big upsets?
I do see a lot of big upsets. I think we see Travis Hunter to the Cleveland Browns at number 2 overall. The guy that we talked about last week. Another guy to look for is Colorado's quarterback, who's Deion Sanders' son, the head coach for Colorado, Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur broke multiple records in Colorado, and he looks to get drafted. But there's a lot of other great quarterbacks that are in contention to maybe be drafted before him. Jackson Dart out of Ole Miss, Tyler Shaw, and Jalen Milroe out of Alabama. All 3 quarterbacks that might even go above Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur has been getting some drama lately because he's got the same energy as Deion Sanders. And if you remember Deion Sanders, he's kind of got a diva kind of mindset, the egotistical kind of, I'm him kind of mindset, which every player should have to a certain degree. But it seems that Sanders, a lot of teams are kind of wary of him just because maybe he's a Nepo baby. There was
another Brawny situation.
Brawny situation, maybe. There was actually just got revealed that nobody from the Colorado team went to Shedeur Sanders' birthday party. Ooh. And this is actually something they're taking heavy consideration in because...
Yeah, he does not like him.
If his team doesn't like him, what does that say about Shedeur Sanders? Nobody from his team went to his party. You think there'd be at least one guy on the team. I'm actually being real. This is a real report, a real rumor that is being spread. But there's a lot of rumors being spread for the NFL draft. And
before we get too far from it, are quarterbacks always a hot commodity for...
Quarterbacks are always the most seen after prospects. It's normally quarterbacks and defense. Like I was saying last week, the running backs kind of have gotten forgotten unless you're a generational talent like Jeanty is, because of how the offensive game has kind of evolved into a pass-heavy, more quarterback leaned league. You got to think about it in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and even 90s. Quarterbacks were kind of just game managers, and they really, you had your, your Elways, your Montanas, your Steve Youngs, but really the league determined on if you had a good running back and a good offensive line, if you had that Emmitt Smith, if you had that Barry Sanders, if you had that Herschel Walker, you were going to do things and have great success. But now in the league, the quarterbacks and wide receivers in the passing game has gotten a lot more prominent. So when it comes to offense, the quarterbacks is usually the main position that teams want to fill first. So if they don't have a quarterback, they definitely want to look for one in the draft if they feel confident in one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just wondering.
No. And so Bucks at pick 20, I looked at a couple mock drafts. We'll go through just our 2 teams here. We're Bucks and Eagles fans. So Michael Golden out of Texas is a wide receiver that they've been looking at a lot. They've also been looking at Jahad Campbell, which is the linebacker out of Alabama, which is a good segue into we're also looking at Jahad Campbell out of Alabama.
Who has
at
the
pick-
forward?
So
the Bucks have the
Bucks
Where
have
do you want to
picked.
live, Jihad? You want to live down here where it's nice and sunny all the time, or you want to go to Philly?
He doesn't get the choice.
That is true.
He'll go wherever he
can
wants to
slander
go.
one-
You want to go to the reigning Super Bowl champions or the Bucks?
Oh my goodness! But we're also looking at DT Nolan Smith out of Ole Miss. He's a big boy. He reminds me of Jalen Carter.
He's
Not-
a chunker.
He is a chunker. I mean Walter Nolan, not Nolan Smith. I apologize. Nolan Smith is already on our team. Walter Nolan is not.
I get the confusion.
That could lead to confusion on the field.
That
probably on
will.
Nolan.
That will.
Not you.
Another guy that's been, kind of seeping down the draft boards is James Pierce Jr. out of Tennessee. He was supposed to be a top 5 pick coming out of the beginning of the college season, but he didn't really perform too well in the combine and in the regular college season. So maybe he falls to 32, and if anyone can bolster up a great D lineman, it's the Philadelphia Eagles. Any lineman, to be honest, O-line or D-line. So, those are two things on both sides that Eagles and Bucks are looking at. I'm excited for the draft.
Same here.
First round is tonight. Second and third round is tomorrow, and
You got your eyes
fourth
on
and
anyone,
seventh round is on Saturday.
That's for sure.
Yes, sir.
I'm just hoping it'll be entertaining for the draft.
There
Is
you
the draft
go.
entertaining to
But
watch?
the one I'm really curious.
Depends.
Yeah.
I feel like
depends.
the draft is good when your team is kind of going up, and if certain things happen like trades, because anything can happen on draft night. People can trade, people can move out of situations. There's a lot of drama, so it can be fun, but also it's kind of slow. Call it like a baseball game,
Did you ever see a situation where players kind of lose it? If there's something happens they don't like and they kind of make a scene?
Not really.
It's probably the most unprofessional thing you can do in that moment.
Right. Famously, though, in 2018 when Lamar Jackson got drafted, he was supposed to get drafted like a top 10, top 15 pick. He didn't get drafted until pick 32. We actually traded with the Ravens. That was the same year we won the Super Bowl for the first time. And so we actually traded with the Ravens for a couple picks of theirs, and they got pick 32. But throughout the night, you could just see Lamar Jackson just slowly, getting more and more depressed.
I seen the clips.
More and more sad. He was the only one in the draft room left, basically, that was invited to the place. Everyone else was drafted, and he was just kind of sitting there hoping that his name would get called.
Well, look at him now.
Look at him now,
The face of the Ravens. Look at him now.
Two-time MVP.
Yep.
He can't get past the divisional round, but
Most people can't.
but most people can. That's a talent in itself. So that's pretty much my segment here for the NFL draft. If anyone has any questions or comments, we're gonna move it on to.
I'm curious for Travis Hunter, like what team will take him and will take his it's a combination that hey, I want to play for both positions. I am curious on that if the NFL is willing to do that.
He's
compromise on that.
He's such a good player that if the Browns don't draft him at 2 and they draft Abdul Carter out of Penn State, they're gonna draft Giants at 3 is gonna draft Travis Hunter.
Oh yeah.
They have Russell Wilson. You can train Travis Hunter. Have him kind of work with Malik Neighbors, and also have run on the defensive side. So one of those two teams is taking Travis Hunter tonight.
Oh, yeah.
It's just the matter of which one takes him.
Yeah.
But when we come back, it'll be the Game Guru. But Shedeur Sanders actually has a song on Spotify, so we're gonna play it here. Here's "Perfect Timing" by Shedeur Sanders. NFL draft pick tonight. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with a Game Guru. But first, you can find us on hawkradio.primostream. Just type that in. No .com is necessary.
No .com. And of course, can you smell what game is cooking?
I was not ready for this.
It got you this week. It got me last week.
I apologize for your eardrums.
There's a reason why I don't use this audio.
My eardrums are shattered, so I apologize for anyone listening live. Their eardrums are probably shattered right now. Goodness, I've got the brain fog today. talking over my words.
What did you obtain
Once you're
out there?
reoriented, call in. Let us know.
Anyways, so kick it away again.
Alright! Recently I saw the Devil May Cry Netflix show. This is going to be a little mini review. I do have a little note I'm going to say. It sounds stupid. Well, now rereading it sounds stupid. It feels like you're playing like the game. Because that's the energy the show is giving out for you in general. I saw all 8 episodes. Good, decent, like 14 minutes to like 20 minute max episodes.
Sure.
Now, what kind of show are we talking about here? Is it animated? Does it have real people in it?
Animated.
Okay. So, like, is it like an anime or is it like an American?
It's like a combination of that. Like animated,
okay.
like
So like Avatar: The Last Airbender
Yes,
kind of.
like that.
Alright.
That's a high bar.
That is a high bar.
And it, by the trailer when I saw it long ago, it really did not lie at all. It really showed how it's all was going to go down when we saw Dante for the first time, him being who he is. At the same time, seeing references of Virgil, the demons from the first one, some of the original game from the bosses long ago, and with the additional of the main antagonist, that was a guy wearing a white rabbit suit.
Nice.
Who wanted to
Donnie Darko?
I was gonna say Donnie Darko, Donnie Lido. But don't spoil the show too much now, Steven.
I ain't spoiling much.
So you talked about this before, and I don't remember if I asked you this. Did you play the games at all?
No, sadly. I seen them on YouTube, like for 1 hour full gameplay.
Okay, there's like 4 or 5 games. Right? There's a couple.
There is a couple.
Well, 4. We don't talk. They don't talk about reboot that didn't went so well.
Yeah, nobody likes when they changed his hair color. They all freaked out.
I know that.
What they changed it to? Wasn't it white originally?
It was white.
And then they changed it to like this brown black color.
Oh.
And
do you remember the 2013-2014 like PlayStation Battle All-Stars game? It was like Super Smash Bros.
Yeah.
But all PlayStation characters. They had the reboot Dante in
Yeah.
that game, not the classic Dante.
What wasn't the ultimate was his white hair color version that it was like.
Wait, he goes Super Saiyan?
Yeah, that was like they made like a new form based on that from that game. It was called like the Awaken Trigger because the form.
I don't remember.
Something like that. I don't.
So what kind of game is it? Is it like a hack and slash?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like a God of War type stuff.
Oh, okay.
But a lot more chaotic.
Yes, and a lot of heavy metal.
Like, yeah.
If you're into heavy metal, that's the game for you. That's all.
Is the heavy metal present in the show?
Yes.
Okay.
A lot of good ones.
Love a good adaptation.
Nice. All right. Well, tell us what you thought about it. Give us a out of 5 popcorn.
Yeah, out of 5 bags of popcorn, what are you giving this one?
I'll say a 5.
Ooh.
5 bagger.
Perfect. Okay.
It's good.
I think that might be our first 5 bagger on the show so far.
It's the only bagger.
Last week we reviewed Monster Hunter and Monsters.
That's true.
That's right.
You didn't give it a perfect score.
I give it a 9.5.
That's not a perfect score.
That's not a perfect score.
We only go up to 5.
That 0.5.
That means I went beyond.
Wait.
That means I say it was fantastic. Then.
I think
You can't add bags of popcorn.
Check the tape.
It doesn't work that way.
run it back.
Run it back. Pull the clip.
Play the
cameraman.
clip, chat.
It'll be live on YouTube in about a month. So.
Hey, dude, I got 2 out last week. I got another one out this morning. You're coming.
doing
You know,
good.
always right.
Give it up for Anthony.
Yeah, give it up for him.
The next one that comes out is the first April one. We're in April. I'm
in
catching
April
up.
now.
We are in April, so
He's locked in.
He's locked in.
I'm avoiding my
Stay
responsibilities.
So am I.
Yeah, we all are, and that's how the weekly roundup goes. Because we never win on this show.
I'm sorry, Steve. We're eating into your time.
No, you good.
Sorry, Steve.
This is way better entertainment.
Don't say that about your segment.
People watch this for the personality.
We are in the game temple, honoring the game guru. So continue.
We're an Om kind of people, not a Gregorian chant kind of people.
Ooh, how do we do that?
Steven?
I don't know.
Oh, is it like a Halo song?
So
Pretty much, yeah.
So 5 out of 5 popcorns. So does the show like have an open and close, or does it leave on a cliffhanger?
In a way, it leaves on a cliffhanger. Little spoiler. And introduce Dante's brother Virgil,
Yep.
who was actually alive. their entire time, but that's how they set it. That's how they set it up.
I said don't spoil it too much.
I said a little. I said a little.
You said
I said the ending.
It's just
So
the
other
it's just
episode-
The ending's the most important part.
It's just the fake out of the entire end. We think his brother's dead the entire time, but he's actually alive.
Okay, I haven't seen the show. I can't prove it, but it's true. I haven't seen it. I'm guessing it right now. His brother, who we thought was dead, was actually the evil mastermind behind everything the whole time. But we all thought it couldn't have been him because he was dead.
Don't say anything. I swear to God. Okay.
He's got a nod.
He's nodding.
He nodded.
Yeah,
He's nodding. Yes.
He's not.
He did not. He nodded no.
But right now, as we speak, they are working on a season 2 right now because they announced it at the end of the show.
I would say they have so many games to work with. It'd be crazy when they do one season.
And of course, with the same catchphrase that Dante said, they say jackpot. Season 2 is coming out soon. So
Nice.
they're already working on season 2.
Nice. You know, gaming TV shows are kind of doing really well lately. You know?
Oh, yeah.
They're in right now.
Yeah,
You got a
more
Fallout
shows.
show coming back.
Well, Fallout season.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Fallout season 2 is being filmed right now. Some new Vegas stuff got leaked, like some of the stuff in the actual like place.
The best one.
And it's all gonna be taking place in New Vegas, the second season of Fallout. So that's gonna be.
Did they stop the Halo show? Because I'm praying they
They've
did.
done so many Halo shows, and I don't think they
The
ever lasted more than 2 seasons.
live action one.
The Paramount Plus one.
Yeah,
That was
not
terrible.
well received. No.
Yeah, it was horrible.
No,
It was not
they're
worth it.
always bad. I don't know why.
It had,
Halo's
like-
cool.
That one was just was it based on the books that they tried to do?
I have no idea exactly. I'm not a big Halo guy, but I just know that the show was not
Yeah,
good.
it wasn't.
And
well
no Halo fan even liked it. So
Yeah. But
Did you like it?
I did not. So
Okay.
I didn't see it, but I saw clips and it didn't look good at all.
It didn't look good at all. I did like.
It looked like a student film. They always look like student films. You know?
Oh yeah, I mean,
films.
I'll
But
give
not
that
like good enough. Good enough looks way better than any of the Halo.
video games are pretty much just fantasy. They're trying to make that look real. It's kind of difficult.
Yeah. That's why you don't make a movie out of it. Ooh, got him. Or don't make a TV show out of it.
Ooh.
All right.
Unless
So
they're Fallout.
do you have
Yeah,
another?
we were just saying how video game shows are in.
No. Because he said that's like a fantasy sci-fi like.
Yeah.
Because like Fallout's kind of still rooted.
It's
you know-
post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, it's post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
It still
I mean,
could happen.
They got those big green guys though.
Yeah.
Did they ever have those big green guys on the show?
Well, they're kind of, rumoring up to it in season 2. I don't want to spoil too much, but there's a guy who gets hurt and he gets sold a health serum.
Oh yeah, he's cooked. Yeah.
It's cooked.
And so like he gets shot in the neck and it just like he instantly gets healed.
Oh, I've seen that one.
So
yeah.
he's
he's
gonna
a
be
ghoul.
he's gonna be a super mutant.
Well, hopefully that looks good because that's gonna have to be CG. I know they did Goggins up like a ghoul and makeup or whatever. I feel like there's things in the games like the big guys are like 10 feet tall, so there's gonna have to be some wild stuff.
do you remember Goro from the original Mortal Kombat movie? It was like completely in like actual suit, and he's like a big giant like guy with 4 arms, and they made him look kind of
Alright.
good. I mean, that's for 90s time. If they took the time with prosthetics and everything today, they could make accurate looking super mutants.
Practical effects are usually better, but nobody does it anymore.
It takes way too long.
It takes way too long.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, Steve.
No, you're good. You're good.
Time.
That
Is there
was
any
good.
other stories for?
We got. We're jumping back into Monster Hunter Wild. One of the events that for this first update has finally dropped. I witnessed it firsthand in the most accidental way.
Live Steven reaction.
Little random story. I called one of my homeboys and said, hey, I need help. I need to get some materials to create this armor and hopefully get enough for making a weapon. It took a while. We went to the Grand Hub. That is where a lot of players are located. Like that's the online lobby in general. I went in
A lot of games have that.
and I don't know. I was kicked, and it was loading.
What did you say that they kicked you?
Nothing.
Are you sure? I played Fortnite with you.
That's a different story. That's a different
story.
That's a different story for another time for the YouTube original.
You know,
YouTube original. We're making shows now? Or making a
We
movie?
did YouTube shorts.
I know. You know, Fortnite's got a big update coming out soon too.
It's true.
You know
The Star
Dark
Wars.
Jar
Yeah.
Jar and the
Jesus.
Star Wars Celebration.
You know, they always have a meme skin that makes me buy it, and I'm doing it again.
It's always
Get the
the
Jar
meme
Jar.
skins.
I've got to have the Dark Jar Jar.
I gotta get Undertaker before he gets out of the shop. I can't have Undertaker.
He's having a different issue.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Of course, that event was the Blossom Dance event because due to it's going to be summer soon, Japan has the Cherry Blossom Festival over there, so they put that in just recently, and it is beautiful, as I expected. A lot of Cherry Blossom with a unique armor for the event. That you got hunt down a specific monster called the Lalabera, and it's for me it's not one of the most annoying monsters, but it is a annoyance to a degree.
Does he run away? Is he quick?
Quick, and it moves around a lot. It'll mainly jump
agile.
The
around.
Flash monster.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I hate a stun lock. That's what winds me up.
Yeah, you're like stuck there for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
they do it
Bro.
just in time you move your arm and they hit you again. You're stuck for another
Oh,
30 seconds.
that happened to me multiple times. I got moved though.
You're like, come on!
Like, move!
You know it doesn't do anything, but you're like, come on!
Yeah.
they're all jerking their hands in super fast motion.
Absolutely.
That you're listening
Absolutely.
to live.
And if you're watching it, join in.
Let's make this a trend, ladies and gentlemen.
No, let's not make
Head
that.
over to our
a trend.
Patreon to see full uncensored episodes of the Weekly Roundup.
We don't have a Patreon.
Not yet.
Not
We have
yet.
a
We
Patreon.
should start a Patreon. I mean,
We have so many things we've started that we haven't committed to. Maybe we should.
we have a lot of things that we gotta start
That's what
on the
makes us
Weekly
money.
Roundup.
Oh.
So so the Cherry Blossom Blossom event happening in Monster
With-
Hunter Wilds.
So I'm gonna talk about a bit of rundown what's left for this first update,
Ooh.
and of course this already happened.
Are there any additional features?
That's actually gonna be for
I
the
understood,
next
too.
upcoming update for the summer.
You were
event.
excited for the additional features.
Mitsune happened, the Grand Hub happened, Zoshia happened, the Arena Quest happened, and now, of course, the Festival Record, the Blossom Dance. Now, for the upcoming for this update will be Arch Temper Raidao. If you don't know what's Arch Temper Raidao, or Arch Temper, it's a new version of Temper. There's high rank monsters. I mean, there's low rank monsters,
There's
high rank
higher
monsters.
monsters, like a higher manager?
There's tempered monsters.
Dude,
That's
you're-
a higher difficulty.
You're just
version.
saying words.
You're nailing all of these words, though.
you are nailing them all.
And Arch Temper, that is the new version. Arch Temper right now will be a temporary event, and then will be an official quest for people can hunt him.
Ooh.
Very nice.
So Arch Temper right now is gonna be an interesting
That's
event.
awesome.
I'm enjoy every last minute whooping him.
There you go,
So.
Steven.
Can't wait to
with
hear more
that-
about you whooping.
There you go. I can't wait to hear more about that
Mhm.
on the upcoming episodes of the Weekly Roundup, because I know the Monster Hunter Wild is not going away, because that's Steven's favorite
It's
game.
good.
It's the
fun.
Game Guru's favorite game.
Oh yeah.
we can't drag him away from it.
You know, I would just like to say, we know we brought up Fortnite. I would also like to say Oblivion just came out 2 days
Yes.
ago. This is big gaming news.
Yeah.
Elder
The same exact day. Like they,
Remaster.
like
Yeah,
I'm
same exact day.
impressed Bethesda decided to do that, to really say, hey, we announced this game and we dropped it today at the same time. Like that was actually impressive. They did that.
It was very impressive, and the game looks beautiful. I mean, I've just pretty much just gotten out of the sewers and into the mainlands doing, running
Yeah, but what
around
you doing in the
doing
game?
Things. Huh?
Yeah, but what are you doing in the game?
Ha.
I just said that.
Oh. You didn't understand. You got it. Thank you.
You're really mean, buddy.
No, that was actually one of my favorite games back when I was a Jit, and I still play it sometimes, the old one. So I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to playing the new one.
You have
sooner
you
or
have
later.
to. You have to. It's definitely worth it. It's a beautiful game. But with that, it's pretty much the Game Guru, right?
That's technically it for my round.
That's his
All
gospel.
right. When we come back,
Amen.
when we come back, what you know about the Game Guru? Because when we come back, it's gonna be Drama Digest. But first is what you know about me by Glorilla featuring Dustin's wife, Sexy
Oh,
Red.
Hey.
Oh.
Go to the Blossom Dance with me.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with the Weekly Roundup's favorite segment, Drama Digest.
Well, I think you guys really just tune in for Nitty Digest and you put up with the other stories. But, you're back with me here anyway. It's Dustin bringing you Drama Digest right here
The
on
fast
Pop Radio
forward, like,
at
where's he get to the
Stream.
ditty?
Where's
Diddy?
Immediately.
Sorry, Dustin.
Whenever you upload these, you gotta put in brackets in the description at the very beginning, Diddy. Or no Diddy.
Right.
So people know if it's worth tuning in for.
Yeah, I'll put full of Diddy or no Diddy.
Exactly. But
I don't want to be full of Diddy.
Well, speaking of Diddy, some other big degenerates that are talked about on the internet finally, got a little bit of bad news over the past week. 4chan has been hacked by some other nerds who are just about as bad as 4chan and pretty much shut down. Dude, not even, but I can see why you would think that.
These feds.
Well, there was a lot of feds, but first, I mean, I'll go around the table here. You guys are all familiar with 4chan, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Yeah.
If someone isn't familiar with 4chan, explain it.
So it's like it's an online message board, right? And the deal is you don't make an account, so every post is supposed to be totally anonymous. And because of that, really degenerate stuff goes on there.
It's a real product of its time, I think.
It is. It's sort of a relic from like the old edgy internet of the teens, right?
The birth of Reddit, you would say, right?
One of its biggest sins.
Exactly.
One of
its biggest sins.
But for context, it's not just people being gross on there. There is some pretty funny posts that you'll see whenever you see those green text posts that get posted at other places. Those come from there. People post like really embarrassing stuff that supposedly happened to them. There's also been some really wild stuff that happened on there. There's a guy who he claimed to have murdered somebody, and he was and somebody had been murdered. They looked it up, right? So it might have been the guy, but he was posting like clues and posting pictures and stuff. He got away with it for a while. I don't know if they ever actually caught him. But he thought he was anonymous. But these other guys, I see you, Anthony.
No, it's like the Zodiac Killer.
Oh,
he's like modern day Zodiac Killer.
I thought you were worried that I just blown up your spot here on the Weekly Roundup.
No, you told me I'm on 4chan? You're crazy.
I thought that was his like secret identity. It was Anthony's like revealing himself. Yes, it was me. It was me.
Well, he's actually the hacker known as 4chan.
Ooh.
Now,
is that you, Anthony?
No.
No. Okay.
Let's just silent.
Let's just start a rumor that it is Anthony.
Well, no, I've already said it on air, so it's got legs now.
There you go. It's spreading.
We doxed 4chan.
You killed the Duolingo bird. When are we gonna like collaborate?
Well, it looks to me like he's still alive and well. So
last
he's
time
living
I
his best
saw
life
him,
in
he was just skin and bone. So
that's because I ate all the feathers. Anyhow, speaking of hackers, right? This other group, there was like a splinter group that had left 4chan. Because they had some kind of disagreement, right? They went and made this other website that was like a clone of 4chan. It was called like the Soy Jack Party or something.
That was not what I thought that was gonna be called.
It's ridiculous. But eventually they through some kind of through some kind of computer magic, I don't know how these things work, but they got in to the main server or whatever.
They did the hacker thing.
Yeah, they did the hacker thing, right? They clicked around a bunch, they said, I'm in, and next thing you know, they're into the mainframe or whatever.
We're in, boys.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they said, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
And once they got into there, they started. I always wear gloves when I commit internet crimes, so they can't trace my fingerprints. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
You gotta burn them off if you don't want to wear gloves.
Well, it's funny. I've done that, but they keep growing back.
Hate to see it.
They don't want to sell me any more acid at the store anymore, so I kind of just got to go back to gloves.
That sucks. What was the you gotta make the stuff that Walter was making in the first season. Yeah,
Oh.
and no. No. Remember when they're making it?
I got as close as possible as you could to the mic.
Remember in the first season?
My man!
Remember in the first season when they were starting to make it in the bathtub and it like melted through?
Oh,
he doesn't
yeah.
need to get to that part of the chemical process.
I could have skeleton fingers.
Was that just hydrochloric acid?
Yeah. I could melt
Oh,
my
yeah, I
fingers
guess it
off
was
so
just-
You could just
have the
like get
bones.
that.
Yeah, you just get that
Mm.
because they were trying to disintegrate those guys.
no more loud neighbor's dog for me.
You know how you dip your toe in the water to test if it's cool? You just kind of like dip your finger. You just keep doing that until there's no fingerprints.
I had a cousin that went swimming in one of those geysers in Yellowstone one time. He boiled himself like a chicken.
Why would you do that?
Why would you? Good. Thank you for saying that.
Why would you do that?
Yeah,
Why?
He wasn't real bright.
It looked pretty, right? You just wanted to go check.
It does look pretty. It looks so inviting, you know?
Wow.
You'd never convince me that water's like 1 billion degrees. Anyway, though, circling back to the story at hand, these guys, they got in, and what they discovered was, like, the administrators of 4chan, right? They got access to their email addresses. So they started looking through all of them, and a whole bunch of them were from, like, .gov email addresses, which means that people on 4chan have been calling each other feds since 4chan's existed, and it was true. It was
It was all a bunch of feds.
It was all feds, and actually the #1 posts came from a Middle Eastern country that I'm not allowed to talk about, but they posted like twice as much as America did on 4chan. So
Nice.
Take from that, you know, that's an interesting thing, I think. But anyway, that's been
The 4chan drama.
the 4chan drama has been, you know, happening. And anyway, one thing I do want to talk about before I pivot though is the last ever post on 4chan was just something we're going to talk about here in a minute. It was Jack Black saying chicken jockey. That was their final post ever.
Chicken jockey, which we were also screamed at by a random 50-year-old guy driving down 7th
That's
Avenue
true,
while
so-
filming Good Enough.
Yeah, I think it might have been. I think he might have been saying that you were Jack Black.
You know, sometimes I do look like Jack Black.
Sometimes on a good day, I look like Jack.
You know, if you would have had the shirt on, you would have had some plausible
like
deniability.
the tiger shirt. Like
No, the
full,
one
like-
with OJ and Jack Black, the mugshots.
Oh yeah. It's not OJ. It's,
Looks like
it's
I was like, wait a minute.
It's Tenacious D.
And I know OJ has a mugshot, so I don't know.
Well, it's not OJ. It's Tenacious D.
Well, all right.
No, that's a record show. It's not OJ.
We don't support OJ on this podcast.
R.I.P. OJ. Anyway,
I don't, you know.
don't start beef with the dead man. What is this? No jumper?
My bad. I'm looking down on him.
You can't even defend himself.
Yeah, he can't give any evidence.
I'm looking
for
down
himself
on
now.
him, and he's looking up at me, so everything's okay.
Well, speaking of controversial figures, somebody who's I feel like often getting in the news for all the wrong reasons, Kevin Gates, right? Now some people in the studio don't know who Kevin Gates is, but he's he's a
What?
pretty prolific songwriter.
Anthony, you don't know who Kevin
Wait, you weren't paying attention, right? You were dancing during the song, but no.
What?
Yeah, he's got 2 phones.
He's got 2 phones. Well,
That,
that's a lot
that
of
was
phones.
for me. That was his #1 song, but
Oh my
as the guru
goodness.
pointed out, he has made many others. My favorite.
I probably do know the song. I just can't connect the name.
My favorite clip ever of Kevin Gates is he's on some podcast and he says, one time my car died, right? I was on the side of the road, my car died. So I went out, the battery was dead. I just rubbed my hands together,
Mm-hmm.
and then I put my hands there over the battery, and the battery started. I started the car battery with my hands. And the guy
You
says,
didn't say this.
The guy says, Kevin, no you didn't. And Kevin goes, if I didn't, may God murder my children. Right now, today, kill him now.
He did say that.
And they all died, right?
Well, a
No.
couple of them did.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so I think that proves some things, right? That
But
proves
did it
that
happen
Kevin
the
Gates'
same? Did it
magic.
happen the same day?
Well, I think God likes to take his time with things sometimes. You know?
Anyway,
You could've got
what's
cars
his beef
started,
with,
he's just like, "This
what's his beef with LeBron James?
Well, he is beefing with LeBron because Kevin went on what looked like an Instagram live, and he's just kind of talking, speaking his mind, I guess. And I don't know how it got to that point because I just saw the clip, but he starts talking about he doesn't like the way that LeBron's wife looks at him. He says all the fans, all the girls at the parties and the clubs, they look at LeBron, their eyes light up, right? And he says it seems like LeBron, his wife looks at him and she just looks annoyed with him. And he's like one of the best ever played. He doesn't deserve that, right? And so LeBron didn't take that, didn't take that too lightly, right? Now he didn't fire back at him directly, but he posted a picture on Instagram, like in the next couple days, of his wife just like beaming at him, right? And he posts, a king doesn't concern himself with the opinions of peasants.
Call Kevin Gates a peasant.
That's crazy.
Crazy. You don't call Mr. Two Phone a peasant.
No, you really don't. I mean,
Like
he has
Mr.
two
Really
phones.
Really. Like you can't call him a peasant.
Exactly. But that's pretty much the extent of the drama now. But I thought it was interesting because it harkened back to something that we talked about last week or maybe the week before. Somebody else was beefing with a a football player last week, I think.
Oh, well, we talked about Uzi versus Jalen Hurts.
That's what it was.
You know, Jalen Hurts.
I forgot about that. Oh my God.
Jalen Hurts now has 2 rings because he just got married this past weekend. So he's now got another ring to flex over Uzi. What does he have? Some diamonds on his neck? Ooh. Go sip that double cup, buddy. Jesus.
But yeah, you know, those are the big stories for Drama Digest today. I could probably stress it a little bit more, talk about another obvious big story in the news today. But I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to throw it over to my friend Anthony for Showbiz Spotlight after this break.
Yes, sir. And after this break, I think it's only right to play Kevin Gates. So here's some Kevin Gates. When we come back, it's Showbiz Spotlight, and we're ending the show. And we're back, and Showbiz Spotlight, why don't you just take it away?
Hello. Catch us streaming live on hogradio.primostreamno.com. Steven will whack it with something.
He's teetering.
Constantly teetering. That sounds so depressing.
Come on, get some energy!
We ended the last segment saying, you're going to know who Kevin Gates is. I still don't know who this man is.
Wait, hold on. No. Wait, hold on. One more. Wait, I'm just going to play this for a second. You tell me you don't know this? Hold on. This is like literally.
Dun, dun, dun.
Hold on.
I was like, I don't know what's this bit.
Whatever. Anyway, I can't believe you don't know who Kevin Gates is. You're uncultured. Anyway, Showbiz Spotlight.
More uncultured news.
Cultured news.
Your weekly Minecraft movie update. I'll be quick with this one. We won't have to stick with it if we don't want to. Currently at $726 million. It is on pace to break $1 billion in the next couple of weeks. Just for some context, if I can find it, I want to talk about the other movies from last year that broke $1 billion, and it kind of tracks now when you think about it.
I'm gonna guess Oppenheimer and Barbie.
Surprisingly, no.
Ooh.
Any other guesses? This is last year. There are 3 movies that broke $1 billion last year.
Oppenheimer wasn't one of them?
Oppenheimer was not one of them.
Didn't Sonic 3 came out last year?
Sonic 3, but it came out towards the end of September.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think the Borderlands movie made money.
No.
Yeah, that movie.
I'm trying to think. Civil War?
Was there a Marvel movie? Is that one of them?
It's Marvel adjacent.
Marvel adjacent.
We talked about it a lot last.
Oh, this is interesting.
Man.
Not very good radio, but an interesting brain teaser for us. What is a Marvel adjacent thing?
Right.
Well, it is Marvel, but it's not associated with the MCU just yet.
Oh, is it
New
Venom?
Deadpool movie.
Is it
not Venom?
No.
Deadpool and Wolverine?
Deadpool and Wolverine.
I was thinking like
that was at number 2.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
I said that first, just the people at home could hear it.
Okay, whatever.
I did.
Give a point to Dustin.
I did.
If not, I'll mention it.
Another Pixar movie, right? Or like an animated movie?
Yeah,
It's Inside Out 2.
Inside Out 2 is number 1.
And number 3 is it another animated movie?
It's another animated movie.
It's what's the other Disney movie that just came out? It's
Was it Moana 2?
Moana 2. Yeah.
Those are the 3 movies that broke $1 billion last year.
We each got a point technically. He said Moana 2, you said Deadpool and Wolverine, and I said Inside Out 2.
That's crazy.
Right, and then the Minecraft movie. Well, there's also the like Chinese animated movie that came out.
Right.
That was about to break $2 billion.
wow.
But in terms of like worldwide releases, the Minecraft movie is number 2 so far, and might be the first one to break $1 billion. And it's only April. So it tracks that children's movies are the moneymaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, especially this perfect blend that they have where it's a child's movie, but it's a bunch of teens and college kids love it too.
That's true. People love Chicken Jockey. We can't stop talking about it. We talked about it last segment.
Well, did you see Jack Black went to a theater full of people and said it's not okay to do the chicken jockey bit?
Did he actually do that?
Yeah, he did. He appeared. He shocked an audience when he said that.
He was like, don't. And then they threw more popcorn.
Yeah, and then they threw tomatoes at him and everything.
The other news I have, it's not really big news, but it's something that...
Don't diss your news.
No. It's just like, it's not... It's here for a different reason. Speaking about being uncultured, Snoop Dogg inks deal with NBC Universal across film and TV. The reason why I thought this was news, at least for me, is because they're working on a biopic for Snoop Dogg, and I
Okay.
realized I know next to nothing about Snoop Dogg.
Are you familiar with his work at all?
I mean, I know he did music in the past. I know his
Okay.
past has been kind of sketchy, but I don't know outside of his like wacky little persona he's kind of built up the last couple of years. I don't know anything about him in the past.
The whole hanging out with Martha Stewart thing?
I'm curious to, I'm curious to know.
Well, he definitely was a Crip.
Yeah, well, he was tried for murder, but I don't think he was convicted.
Mm.
That was a long time ago.
See, like these are things I had no idea.
And now he's-
Apparently, he wasn't.
Well,
you know.
And now he's a Trump sellout, so.
That's right. If they don't all share your political ideology to a T, they're no longer good celebrities.
It's actually, listen, it is kind of funny to talk about here because it was like, he was like, oh, anti everything. And then when he got inaugurated, he was performing at a crypto banquet for Trump.
Look,
And like,
that's where the smart money is. You pick the winning team. You don't stay on a sinking ship.
well, I guess, but
So yeah, his production company Death Row
Mhm.
Yep.
is getting assimilated into like the NBC Universal
Death
TV
Row
thing.
They're
has a
huge.
lot of great artists.
And then Snoop Dogg in a statement said, "Not everyone has the courage and vision to see what Death Row Pictures can bring to the table.
Very
But
true.
Donna and the NBC Universal team have always understood, which is why I'm proud to call NBC Universal my new home. The dog has officially moved into the neighborhood. Ya dig."
Nice.
That is Snoop Dogg.
I feel like they could make some good movies. I'd watch the first Death Row Productions movie.
Yeah.
I think they made one for Amazon. I think I'm bringing this up and I'm not ready.
All right.
But yeah, I don't think they have many movies under that label just yet.
Couple of artists signed with Death Row, you know, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Suge Knight, Bow Wow,
Oh yeah, Bow Wow's still out there.
MC
Still out there.
MC Hammer is still out there.
Oh wow. There's still Hammer Time somewhere.
There's still Hammer Time somewhere. Warren G is still out there. Nate Dogg is still out there. You know.
They made a movie called The Underdogs 2Gs in 2024 that came out to Amazon Prime.
Wow.
Snoop Dogg also made a movie with Wiz Khalifa like 10 years ago. It was like Mac and Devin go to high school. It was
That sounds so familiar. I think I know what you're talking about.
It's such a good gardening movie, as
But-
they say.
But the thing, I mean, Snoop Dogg has been in movies, but I don't think any of them have been under that like label yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
He was either just like sometimes a co-star or like a side character.
Yeah,
That's
but
mainly that's been his
that
spiel.
they Wiz Khalifa and Snoop Dogg, that is their own movie though. So I'm sure that those rights will be put onto that record or to that NBC Universal.
Yeah, that part of the department.
Yeah.
Let's put it like that.
But any other news?
No, that's all we got for now. Oh yeah. The Predator Badlands movie got a trailer.
Yes.
It's slated to come out in November. I watched maybe the first Predator. But I know this is the first one where the Predator is like he's like the protagonist, right? He's not the villain.
Oh.
Yeah,
per se.
like usually they always do it.
Yeah, because this was teased during CinemaCon, and I don't think
It's
we
an
ever mentioned
animated
it.
movie.
Oh.
Actually, the one I'm talking about is not animated. They're doing
You're
two.
talking you're talking about the one going to theaters?
The one going to theaters, yeah.
Okay.
Unless they're both similar,
I feel like I thought they were both similar. but maybe
because
I'm
I don't know
mistaken.
too much about the animated one. I just know that the
Two Predator movies coming out at the same time is very confusing.
Yeah, a little bit.
Unless
What's the
okay,
premise of
one is
this one?
connected to the other. They kind of usually do.
I know
that.
the last one they made was he was fighting like Native Americans or something. So they're
Yeah,
gonna
that's
change it
Prey.
up.
To see
Yeah.
the first, consider that was like the first ever Predator that made it to Earth. And you can see the
Yeah.
technology, how much it changed from the Predators. Because he was wearing a skull mask?
Yeah.
Xenomorph skull mask, and you can see
That's aura farming right there.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, you have apparently an animated Predator movie. You have the live action Predator movie, and then they're also working on the Alien Earth TV show coming to Hulu in the summer. So a lot of people are speculating maybe they'll do another crossover because you have that one Predator versus Aliens movie.
I think they actually made a few of those.
Yeah,
They made
two.
two.
Yeah.
They did two.
Okay.
I see.
Both
I
pretty
regret
bad.
it.
Aww.
You know,
Try again.
they're movies. They're a little dark.
They do things. We do
they're
things in
probably
threes.
dark, but they're
Yeah. Yeah, well, that was pretty much the weekly roundup for this week. Any closing remarks for anyone before we close out the show? No?
Eagles are Super Bowl champions.
Well,
Eagles are the Super
I
Bowl
would once
champions.
again like to remind everybody, find us on YouTube at
Yes.
the Weekly Roundup _1.
We gotta
Hit follow.
pump those numbers up.
Yes.
There's a rookie numbers right now.
Yeah. Get him up.
Get him up, please.
Yes.
Please.
Tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell your sister, tell your cousin, tell your fish, tell your dog.
In that
tell
order.
anyone you know and love, your friends, your family, to subscribe to our channel.
And
I'm buying my cat a computer just to get more views.
and listen live to your favorite variety news
Yes,
show
sir.
at the Weekly Roundup _1. We'll be back next Thursday here on hawkradio.primo stream. But now we'll bring it on to Ray.
Peace.